have aroused the three snakes!
Welcome to In Defense Of, making the case for overlooked, forgotten, or derided movies in 5 minutes or less. If you haven't got 5 minutes, here's 5 seconds.
I gotta tell you, you are one weird dude.
Today, in defense of Hell Comes to Frogtown, a 1987 post-apocalyptic science fiction comedy thing with Roddy Piper and frog people and a pink car.
Private Barton.
Well, yes, but...
Shut your hole!
Nuclear war has left Earth's population sterile with few exceptions. Enter Sam Hell, a virile nomad captured by MedTech, the organisation responsible for repopulating the planet. Unfortunately, their stock of fertile women has been kidnapped and taken to Frogtown, home to amphibian mutants created by nuclear fallout. Alongside Nurse Spangle and Warrior Sentinella, Hell must journey to Frogtown and rescue the captives before they're sold into slavery. If he refuses, his proximity-activated explosive codpiece will detonate.
Well, maybe you ought to try making love to a complete stranger in the middle of a hostile mutant territory. See how you like it.
Director R.J. Kaiser only ever made 2 films, and somehow I've reviewed both. Here's those 5 seconds again.
I gotta tell you, you are one weird dude.
Really, I don't need to expand on that, that's everything you need to know. If you insist, Hell Comes to Frogtown is one of the many Escape from New York rip-offs made in the 1980s. There are loads of unintentionally hilarious po-faced Italian ones, but this one is American and intentionally silly. Instead of Snake Plissken, there's Sam Hell. Instead of Manhattan, it's Frogtown. Replacing the president, fertile women. Explosive injection that detonates if the mission isn't completed within 22 hours. Explosive codpiece that detonates if Hell strays too far from Spangle. The cinematic works of Rowdy Roddy Piper stand up well against the cinematic works of Hulk Hogan, but are sadly overshadowed by his longtime nemesis. While Hogan was making a string of major studio flops, Piper was starring in B-movie fun. Piper is not really an actor, he only ever plays Rowdy Roddy Piper, so it's a pretty good thing that Rowdy Roddy Piper is charismatic, energetic, and likeable. Hell Comes to Frogtown is a simple film with a simple premise featuring production design you've seen in every single other post-apocalyptic movie ever made. It's the tweaks that are personal to the film that make it memorable. Everything has this green-yellow sheen in Frogtown, which is predictable but appropriate. No tough as nails hell wagon for this crew. It's a dinky pink number for them. I actually couldn't remember what they did to Snake Plissken to keep him in check, and I had to look it up while writing this. But I'm not going to forget an explosive codpiece anytime soon.
In the latter days of the 20th century, there arose a difference of opinion.
Are they human frogs or froggy humans? Why are they frogs specifically? Why are some of them actual frog people while others only have a frog-like aesthetic? I've got no idea. The movie is vague when it comes to these details. Hell and his crew find this feral girl who can't communicate with them. The next morning she's perfectly civilized. Why? Because it was convenient to the plot. The movie makers didn't want to lose the scene where Hell communicates with a feral girl, but they also needed someone to give the group directions to further the story. Later on, a character suddenly falls in a pile of wires and becomes entangled, unable to continue. Why? Because it was convenient to the plot. Hell needs to be alone in the next scene. Despite the simple story, crucial plot elements are easy to miss in this, and in many cases, they're only mentioned once. I've seen this movie multiple times, and watching it again for this review, I found myself asking, who are the nurses? What authority do they have? Why are they risking the one potent man that they have on a potentially deadly mission? What is anyone's name? I literally don't know the names of any characters except Sam Hell. They keep mentioning Commander Toady over and over, but he doesn't show up till the end. And Commander Toty. I didn't even get that name right. All of this is explained early on. The nurses are responsible for repopulating the Earth. They took Sam Hell's sperm, so he's now expendable.
You have the highest spermatozoan count we've ever tested.
Spangle and Sen are Hell's friends. Those are their actual names, I just thought they were nicknames. Somehow I missed all of this. Hell Comes to Frogtown is a well-known cult film which has the effect of rendering its problems forgivable and fitting in with the goofiness of the whole thing. Just like this guy having his hand cut off, but not really. Escape from New York, in case you missed that. Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome is kinda similar, but the laughs in Hell Come to Frogtown are actually intentional. Here's my summary.
I gotta tell you, you are one weird dude.
At the start of Hell Comes to Frogtown, we see the New World logo. Ah, New World, bastion of 80s genre fun. When this bad boy pops up, you know you're in for a good time. It got me thinking. Sometimes I'll sit down to watch a film and a studio logo will appear and my interest levels will be raised as a result. Some studio logos for me are like a warm, familiar embrace. I also love the 80s New Line logo with the flickering red on black. Nothing is quite as satisfying for me as the string of idents that appear before loads of 80s and 90s Hong Kong releases. Is that just me?